guys and girls and everybody. It's the sketchbook tour time, and I've already picked out all my finished sketchbooks. I even have one that I haven't finished, but I can show you that too. I think I will. But this video is going to be very simple. My parents aren't home. My little brother isn't home because they're at school and work. So I was like, okay, I have a bunch of time to actually show you guys all my sketchbooks. And there is a fair few. It's the ones I've done. Yeah. So I'll start with my first sketchbook ever, at least the first one I ever finished, and the one I've kept, because I used to draw exclusively on paper. And then I began sketchbook, this one. But yeah, I'll start it now. It's covered in duct tape because it's very large, but it's very bad. I can't remember. It's not really it is a drawing sketchbook, but it's one of those cheap ones. But yeah, this is from 2019. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2019. So most of these are from 2019, which also says a lot. So that was 6 years ago. So I can officially say 6 years of sketchbooks. Yeah. The first drawing here, pretty cool. Some guy, he's, some detail, but yeah. I was still only using black and gray here for once, for some reason. I think I'll try to show you. It's a little bit hard, but yeah. Kind of a dinosaur looking thing. I was definitely still inspired by Jurassic Park and dinosaurs at this time. And I remember I just watched Pacific Rim, so I was like, kaijus, they're so cool. And there's some other weird stuff. I don't know. I don't really know what the inspiration is for everything, but I can see stuff that's sticked on, using one color and a lot of teeth and black. This one here is, I can remember when I did this one, I was pretty proud of it compared to the other ones. And it's not that it's great, it's not that it's bad either, but at the time it was really good, or at least had some good details and mouth and stuff at the time, 6 years ago. But now I wouldn't say it's great. This one has, there's starting of drawing hands, which I really sucked at, and also this one, they have different amount of fingers. They have 4 fingers, these two, and this one has 5 fingers, which is weird. And this is definitely a self-portrait, I can see by the hair. And this guy, I don't know what his about. It's really weird. It's like some cat or dog or something. It's weird looking back for all these sketches, because like they were good at the time. Well, not all of them, but some of them were good for the time being. But now when you look back, you're like, okay, I've actually gotten better. Because that's the most important thing, I would say. It's like, remember that you were kind of bad at one point. Yeah, sorry if my chair is noisy. That's just my chair. This one is really cool, actually. Still think this is decent. There's things I do different now, but overall it's nice. This one, pretty cool. I don't know, I had something about tentacles, and not in a weird sexual way, just, I don't know, I thought there was, not scary, I guess it was, what there was. This was just bad. But I tried to do some light shading here, so the darker outside, but just didn't work out. I did a whole lot. Like, I don't really know what I was thinking, but I was like, yeah, the contrast wasn't really here yet. At some points it was, but not at every point. I was using, some small fine liners. This guy has very tiny feet for his body, but, there's something about covering the whole page, I think. Oh, yeah. Okay, this, I can't remember why I drew this, though. Or at least I have an idea why. You guys definitely know Vex. The doodle guy, or at least the original doodle guy. There's a lot of people who do doodle art, and I was really inspired by him, some of my old art. And, this dragon here, some tentacles. bird thing, monster, wing, eye. So it's kind of inspired by Vex, but still more my style. But I think everybody has been inspired by Vex who does most type of art. This thing, yeah, I really don't know what I have to say for this. This is just bad. This one is, I remember it better than it actually is. Oh, I just hit the camera. But it's hard with such a large sketchbook, but yeah, it's very gray and I don't know. I'm happy that it's old because like I wouldn't say I'm oh my god, it switches every time. I wouldn't say I'm proud of any of these now, but at the time being, I thought these were really good, and yeah. So flip through more stuff. This was definitely some anime inspired. It was really bad though. We're getting to 2020. Really bad anime inspired stuff. So this one is actually cool though. I like this. At least not the best, but has some. I like the contrast and the color. This thing though, this landscape was awesome, and I actually still think it's pretty good because all of this hatching and shading and everything in this light path leading into the cave here. That's cool. That's really cool, actually. I like that more than I remember. And this was supposed to be inside the cave, but it just sucked. So this guy, he's definitely. I was probably like, yeah, I don't really know what inspired this. The suit is pretty cool, and yeah, I don't know this guy with his phone. There's definitely something about it. We can go a little bit closer, actually. There's something about this guy with his phone, I think. It's pretty cool. Here I started with color. Still 20, so still 5 years ago. Some wasteland dude. I tried to do like a bridge or something under this, but it just turned out bad. Yeah. It's like a kind of clown, but not really a clown. Just a weird head and the sun. This guitar thing. This one was really one of my, like, this one started me taking stuff more seriously. You can see there's tentacles, there's feathers, there's eyes, and there's chains. There's a lot of things. Of course, me in the middle. It was weird having that shit in my mouth. I don't know what the fuck I don't know what I was going for, but I was going for something at least. Again, I think it's kind of anime inspired at least. But I think every artist has their anime inspiration point, I would say. This thing is pretty cool. Yeah. I had a lot with these chains and they're just really bad. That's the worst thing about these chains. It's not the use of chains, but it's just how bad they are. But, you know, that's it. I like the pose here. And, yeah, that's about it. This one is getting cooler. Yeah. There's not much to talk about, really, in terms of these things. It's not crazy. There's a worm inside his head. It's pretty weird. But yeah. This one is actually pretty cool. Yeah, just to be honest, I had to go to the toilet, so that's why there's a cut in the video, probably, if anybody's still watching. But yeah, it's a lot of simple stuff, and I can see the themes where things I like and things developing and my inspirations from the different stuff. We're going to go through this a bit quicker now because I realized I've spent like 8 minutes on it already. It was just like, the dragon was pretty cool. But yeah, it's a bunch of things that are pretty nice and they're good for the time. Like for 5 years ago, this is really good. So I'd say so, at least. This one is yeah. This guy here. This one is meant to be upside down, which I thought was really cool. I was like, oh yeah, I'm so cool because I'm drawing hair upside down. And it was like, It was cool. It still is cool. I remember I did these. I was so happy with this one, and this mouth could have been better. This one's pretty cool though, but it's alright. I don't know what I had about the number 47. I really can't remember. And I can't remember why I didn't do between the legs here. But whatever. Yeah. Here it begins. It begins with the portraits of the monsters and tentacles. It begins here, which is like the start of something at least. Yeah. So I didn't think this one is cool. I actually like the legs here a lot. I think yeah, these are nice. It's still the very bad chains, and I don't know, he has huge candles for eyes for some reason. This one is pretty cool too. It's feathers. Feathers. Yeah, still 20 though. So I did these 5 years ago. Which I'm like, yeah, it's cool. This one actually really nice. They're cool, but it's like, okay, it's not good now, but at the time it was nice. And that's one thing I think is important to look at when you look at your old art, which you definitely should do. Like, look at your old drawings and paintings and be like, okay, I've come this far. I'm this much better now. And also, like, I used to think this was good, and still has good qualities. I think it's nice. But what I do now is different. Some would say better, some would say worse. I can't be sure, really. Yeah, that's cool here with the things, yeah. And oh yeah, it started here. I can't remember. I was like, I thought it was too white. The background was too white. So I began filling in the background. I remember I did everything here with a pencil sketch before I actually drew on it. So all of these crosses and lines had been made once before, then just to be filled in with black again. So I was like hugely dedicated to these. And this, like, the part that took the longest, with the background here, the always covering nearly the whole page, which I'm to being honest, I think it's a cool move. I think it was nice. It did something for it. At least I would say so. And here I got like a larger marker, black, made it more solid black, which was really good. I had something with tentacles and stripes for some reason, and they didn't have eyes because I didn't feel like it. Probably just because I was lazy. Of course, then this one has eyes, because why not? Yeah, I think like this covering up the page here is actually really cool. I'm probably gonna do something like that again. This is actually really nice. Yeah. Hellhole, and then there's the hole, right? So yeah, makes, and there's a hand here which makes no sense. Sometimes I'm like baffled about, it's actually like how, oh yeah, it's pretty good, but also sometimes like, why did I put this there and why did I do this? It's hard to remember because it's like it was so long ago, but it's still like, why? And this is really nice when the tentacle here goes like in front of this thing, the lines. That's nice. Same thing here. It's cool. It's just really uneven, like just completely wrong. But to be honest, I like it actually. I think it's a cool. It gives a cool effect. Yeah. Same thing here. Just drawings. More drawings. I did a lot of these actually, and it's gonna be a lot of drawings. This is gonna be a very long video, I think. But that's also the point, I guess, because I just feel like I needed a long sketchbook tour. This one is actually really cool. I like these a lot. And stuff begins to get better, but it's also a lot of the same stuff. This one, though, I actually like this one still. I think it's pretty cool because there's the cross and the tentacles and the thing. It's just nice. It's good. I don't know why I did a different thing here, which I think is weird. I did like, yeah. But you'll see. I remember I did this one on a live stream with a really underground rapper. He was like, he wasn't, it was like a scream, you know, those rappers who scream and rap. He was like really underground, one of those. And I was just it was like, oh, join my live, you like my music, and da-da-da, and I did, and I was like drawing and stuff, and like, yeah, just, you know, it was the time when I listened to screamo rap music. I don't really do anymore. I mostly listen to like Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, and folk stuff, you know, stuff like that, and yeah, a bunch of other music still, but like mostly chill stuff now. Yeah, this is the last one I finished. I can see, and I never finished this one, which means this has been dormant for like how many years? It's like this must be like 2021. I'm just trying to make sure, but it must be like something like that. This must be, I can't say. Okay, let's just say it's 2021. Let's say it's been a year. Probably hasn't. This is the last thing I did, which was, I think it's because I got a fountain pen and it just went through. So then I began doing drawings on drawing paper, but I'm not gonna get those because this is a sketchbook tour, or a tour of all my sketchbooks. But that was the first one. It only took like 16 minutes to get through. So yeah, just put that over here. Yeah, let's take something. It's not gonna be in order. I think it's not gonna be like that. But let's take this one. Or maybe it's the first one I did actually. Can't remember. Yeah, it is. Right. So this is my first ever sketchbook. Let's just get this down. I think we can do that. Now, you can see here it has this weird texture because this is glue and paint and drawing, and it has like this blue. So I was like, you know what? I've done a lot of black work. I'm just gonna make a sketchbook which is 100% blue. It's actually gonna go way down for this. Sorry, but I'm just moving the camera. Hopefully this doesn't mess anything up. You can see the first drawing here. And the way I remove drawings, because this is a notebook, not even a sketchbook, I just drew over stuff. Yeah, some Latin. This sign, I shall conquer, which I was like, thought was cool, but it just really wasn't. Yeah, simple small drawings. I did like one a day or something like that. I can't remember. At least I tried to. I wasn't recording this, but this was in 2022, so it must have been after that one or a bunch of that. So I think I had the big one first, then this one, but there's a long period where I didn't use sketchbooks. But yeah, this was really cool. Also like learning to use ink more and just using ink freehand, not doing anything else, not having any underdrawing or something like that. It's just, you know, me drawing it. And some of these still hold up pretty good actually. And there's elements of these which I like, especially the color has there's cool properties with the color, but no, it's like they're very much the same. It's like teeth and scary faces. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but you can see it's a lot of similar stuff, and that's the way it is with art. When you find something you like and like general themes in your artwork you like, you're gonna keep doing them even if you want to or not. It's just the way it is. Like there's so much of the same things, and that's the way you get good at something, doing it again and again and again, practicing or just drawing whatever you feel like. And I think that's the most important part actually. Drawing what you feel like. This one is actually really cool. I remember doing this and I was like, oh, this could be cool to make to a bigger drawing, but I never did it. But it's not the only sketchbook where that happened. Yeah. But it's a lot of, there's pages like this also where it's just like everything just went wrong, so it did a little bit of something, but yeah. Here I used a pencil. I can see I used pencil in it also, but I didn't do that for most of these, I would say. But it is like that. There's a lot of just same. And it's not that they're bad. I think they're pretty good. But there's like, you know, it's not much to them. They're small drawings and they have one color and one like tool to make them, which I think is like kind of impressive. Also that the paper is holding up because it's a very thin paper. So the worst thing is the notebook is like breaking down. So it's gonna takes. I try not to look at it too much, because if the notebook breaks down, that would be even worse. But speaking of that, I've already taken pages out of one of the sketchbooks to make into framed drawings. So it's not anything new if the stuff breaks down. It's just an alien in a wheelchair. The wheelchair is pretty badly drawn. Like, I think this is just kind of bad. But the alien is looking cool. I don't know why aliens always have like those elongated bulbous heads. There's something about it. It's like, I guess like it's just aliens. This is a more normal looking dude, but still 2022. I think I finished this in 22 or something. Sounds cool too. But I don't really know. But yeah, I think I did like one a day or even more a day. It depends. But I was drawing a lot in this because I thought it was just so fun. I think things just went pretty well, and they're just cool. So this one's really nice. There's a lot of like ink splatter and randomness, which I still love, and I still do. If you watch my recent sketchbook videos, I just plotted down some ink to start the whole drawing process. Yeah, just I think these are pretty cool. And they vary a lot, but they're also very similar. And this one's like a line between his eyes. It's nice. I think this one is probably my favorite. I think maybe at least it's up there with some of the better ones, because I think like it also gets to a point. They're very similar, and there's a lot of the not same things, but nearly same things. This one's also really cool. It has like cat ears. Yeah, but it's a lot of similar drawings, and I think yeah, I did. The first of January 2022, and I finished it in 4 months. Well, okay, nearly 5 months. And yeah, and this is the first sketchbook I did after the big one. And I think this one is that's number 3. I'm just looking in them to see. It's number 4. It must be this one then. So since I had so much good luck with a notebook, there's someone. It was just the trash man. So since I had so much luck with the first notebook, here's notebook number 2. Which again, I did the same thing here with the paint and this. I think it's cool to customize your sketchbooks, but I stopped doing this because I was like, it takes too much time. I can't remember when I did this. I didn't write it, but I'm pretty sure it's the one. Nope, it's the, yeah. So I started the 19th or 10th. So I started this 5 months after the other one, 2022, and it even went to the right before the end of the year. But this one is really falling apart, so we're going to be very careful. This is a way smaller notebook, and I mixed some red and some purple. This one's actually really cool. This one's really good. And this one really easy to make like a couple of drawings in a day, and also just cool. I think these are done very well. Even like though the size is not They're just cool, actually. Same technique here, just painting the page over instead of ripping it out. But this one is really damaged, and it's because it's kind of a bad notebook. So when you feel like it's more of a calendar book, I'm pretty sure, and when you fill up a calendar book with a lot of ink and a lot of kind of stress, it just ruins the cheap paper and the backing material. So this one is like cool, but it's just super damaged. But there's a lot of the same stuff I do now. Yeah, so I haven't really changed, and this one is really just like, this is also the thing when I'm like, people have asked me to do a sketchbook tour. I'm like, yeah, I probably will, but just like, I think I want people to understand that most of my sketchbooks haven't been like, oh, I'm gonna do like, oh, what I'm gonna make a sketch for this painting or something. No, most of my sketches are drawings I would do normally, but in a little book. So I have them, not have them with me, but just have them in the same place. So it is easier than having, you know, pages in a sketchbook than actually having drawings laying out, especially because you can just take out the pages in the sketchbook and boom, then you have a drawing on a painting. But these are really cool. So that I've done that before, where I've cut out pages of a sketchbook to put into frames. So this one's really cool too. To put into frames to make framed drawings, basically, by me, which are cool. That's the ones I have in the shop. But yeah, it's just a bunch of simple, cool purple drawings. And I don't really know, but I had this thing where I was like, oh yeah, if I'm gonna do a sketchbook, I want it to be one color. This is creepy as hell. if I'm going to do a sketchbook, it has to be one color for some reason. And I don't know why. I probably thought it was cool, and I still think it's a cool idea to have like, okay, that's the blue sketchbook, this is the purple sketchbook, and I have the red sketchbook over there, which I actually started on before this, but I didn't finish it before this. And this is the last page. I actually didn't write anything here, but it's the purple sketchbook. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. Well, it's pretty wild. And this here is the, not the last one I customized, but this is customized pretty differently because it's a different material. So this is number 3, which I started the same day as the other one, as the purple one, but I finished it 2 months later in the year. You see, I already started this one 2021, so I even numbered this one. Here I started with the red, which it didn't suck, but I was like, it wasn't as fun as the purple one, and that's why I just gonna move the camera up. That's why I finished the purple one, I'm pretty sure, because it was fun. Yeah. Just kind of, the red ones aren't really good. I'm not gonna say these are good, actually. There's elements here which I would like to forget, but it doesn't stay red too long for some reason. I think there's like, I didn't really fill out these pages very well. I was just like doing small things, and that's because, I think it's because I was like, I was getting used to this size, which is like, you know, like you just lose this part here. So I think that's why I was, you know, drawing so small. This one just sucks. These are better, but like it's weird that some of these are done the same time as this one, and still kind of, yeah, this one just sucks. This one's pretty bad. Like, I know I'm not supposed to hate on all the stuff I've made. This one's actually pretty cool, but you're gonna do that eventually. Like, that's part of the process of looking back. You're gonna be like, okay, this wasn't even good. And here it starts with the Indian ink, which is like really dark, because I was like, this one is really inspired by Peter Draws. You've probably seen him. He's on YouTube here too. And yeah, this is really inspired by him. It's cool. He's still a big inspiration, but in different ways now. This was weird drawings here. But I think this, oh, this is just falling out. I think this sketchbook is like, no, I wouldn't say it were bad, but it's like, oh yeah, song lyrics to do the right thing. I don't know what that was about, but this guy is really having a hard time, I guess. We hear them talking, and baby, because this was supposed to be a baby. Yeah, something else. Start these very dark drawings. I don't know what this was about. Dark was the night. I can't remember. Like I was like, yeah, some weird stuff. Just a miscellaneous weird sketchbook. Use Me, which is like from a metal song. More like let love you me. Jesus, I'm dyslexic. I think I was in the like 15 and really deep. I think that's where I was. That's where I was in my life. I don't know. Some of this this is pretty cool. I like this. Like close above the eye, but there's definitely a lot of. I burned this one. I remember. I didn't try to burn through, but I was like just burning. This one is really cool. Yeah, it's a lot of drawings. Oh my god, the bad word. And there's a lot of like just weird things in this. Not necessarily weird, but like just it's fine. It's just not anything I think I would be like proud of. This one's like pretty cool. This I never did finish this. Alright, here starts with it's just a marker I found at my boarding school. I remember I did these at boarding school. Yeah, it's pretty cool, but like again, it's mostly just random small sketches, and I wouldn't say these are good now, but for the time being, they were pretty alright. Some clown guy. This one just spread here is like, yeah, it's pretty. I actually like this a lot. It's pretty bad. And this is the finished part. It's the last page, so I finished that, and yeah, this is definitely one of the worst ones. Whether you're gonna call it, I think this is number 4. Yeah, so number 4 here, which isn't even a sketchbook, it's just a notepad. And I started this, I don't know, but I finished it September of 2023. So these are also small again. And the cool thing, you could remove these, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But these are also pretty like, they're not that serious and they're not that great. Some of them are pretty decent and some kind of suck. I was doing with charcoal here, which, yeah, pretty great actually. This one though is actually pretty cool. I like this a lot. This one has some nice colors. I think I got some markers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got some markers at this point. I definitely got some markers. This was the ink, the blue ink. I'm still using, I don't think I have any more of it. I'm not sure though. So yeah, this is a lot of just small, quick. Didn't have any theme. But I was like, this is not the only stuff I was drawing at that time. Remember that, guys. I was drawing a whole bunch on drawing paper and everything else I could get my hands on. So it's like, this is not the best of the best. This is just what I did in the sketchbooks at the time. Just so you guys know. Say it. Sorry. Just sneezed. Damn. This one's pretty cool, actually. I like this. The stars and stuff. I'm your dad. Daddy. I don't know. My dad doesn't even look like that, so I don't know who it was supposed to be. He looks crazy. It's the sideways mouth again. I think I do that a lot. Yeah, so we're just gonna go along. But there's a bunch of oh yeah, this is in Danish. Says "Help me now?" question mark. So I don't really know what that was about, but I guess that dude needed help. Pencil drawings. This one's pretty good actually. Has a good shading amount. The red man. More pencil. Marker. Whoa, these are pretty, like, you know, it's pretty just ordinary. Yeah. This is also like, you know, I was like, I was just doing this, you know, but I couldn't do the back. I'm trying to remember what the, yeah, this is the next one. This one, it's actually pretty cool. Number 5. I forgot to number them last couple of times. Like, make something, and I did this from the 6th of January 2023 till so I did this over like 10 months. I did this, so let's just hope it's good. Yeah, I got some yellow ink this time, which I was like, I already remember because I was like feeling that it was okay, but it wasn't great, that it needed some black, which it got here with these two characters, which, like, they're really good actually. I like this. And here's the part where we're beginning to go to the part where I even like the drawings, even they're a bit old. This one here is pretty cool. And this is all done in Indian ink, so it doesn't, like, it's water resistant, which is really cool. But it was kind of hard to use because you had to use a dip pen, which, you know, wasn't the end of the world. It was pretty nice actually. But I remember I destroyed mine. But here we begin with these, and these I still think are really cool. So it's like the mix of the black and the yellow, which make this kind of greenish color, which makes some really nice textures. Like this texture, you wouldn't get this by drawing. Like, you get this by randomness and just the right amount of everything in the right place. This is cool. I really liked these, and you can definitely see it because I did it like every time I had the chance after I figured it out. And it was just by accident. I remember it was by accident. I was drawing and I just slipped some of the yellow into the Indian ink, and I was like, wait, this is awesome. So sometimes cool things happen completely randomly. Yeah, sometimes they don't. So it's like, this is really abstract. I think there's supposed to be a face here, but it's like really abstract. This one is pretty weird too. I think it's cool though. There's a person sitting up here, and these are nice. But yeah, it's a lot of doing the same thing, repetitive, and that's a lot of it. It was for me. It was just a way to draw, and yeah, this was actually really cool. And some of these hold up, and some of them don't. Like that's also a part of it. Like you gotta be ready for, as you get better, your art becomes consistently better. You don't become better overall. You know, it's not like a thing. Make something. Yeah, I think that was just to myself. But the thing about art is like it's consistency, and it means you become better generally, not you become better necessarily. So it's like, There's supposed to be a face here, but I didn't think I finished it. The first pink, number pink 1. So I guess this is the first place where I used the pink. But yeah, with the art, you really don't get, you just get more consistently better. So like you hate less of your drawings. So like maybe before you hated 9 out of 10 drawings, and then you begin hating 8 out of 10, and then 6 out of 10, and then 5 out of 10, and so on and so forth until you hate maybe 1 out of 10 drawings. So I did these when we were in Copenhagen. I remember I did these on the train on the way to the place and home with my school. This one's actually pretty cool. Still at that point I like the color red a lot, but I really also like just the contrast of no color. Oh, here I've definitely done faces close to this one again. And most of these faces, they come again for some weird reason. They keep on, they persist. They just exist in my mind, and then I draw them. This one is really scary with the eyes, actually. Scary eyes. Yeah. This is the last one I did in the sketchbook. This is really heavy. You can also see like it's getting... But yeah, it's a lot of just drawing stuff. I think this is another one. Yeah, this is the next one. The 5th of the 1st of 2024 and the 29th of the 1st. So this took about nearly 5 months. Nearly 5 months. So this is just some... But yeah, this is where it began, and I think I haven't done... But this is like my usual sketches. We're getting very close here. And I have gotten better, I would say. Mostly, but it's also general, so not everything is going to be better and not everything is going to be worse. But there's going to be things which are better and going to be like... I think so, at least. This one's also cool. But yeah, it's a lot of just drawing and... Yeah, you know, talking about getting better. But of course, your sketchbook should also be room for silly, meaningless art. Because to be honest, I don't do sketchbooks the way I should. A sketchbook shouldn't have to be this kind of like, where it's just drawings, great drawings. I wouldn't say great, but it's like finished drawings every time. It shouldn't be like that. It should be a lot of other things. It should be sketches for a painting. It should be really, really bad drawings because you're trying to figure out how to draw something you've never drawn before. It should be everything you want it to be. Oh yeah, these are on the YouTube, I think. I made the video about some of these. Yeah, but that's the thing, like, I do sketchbooks completely wrong, and you shouldn't look at my sketchbook for inspiration how to do a good sketchbook. And if you want to, of course, if you want to do your sketchbook like I do, you do you. I have to learn myself to get better at doing less complete drawings and art in my sketchbook and more unfinished stuff and kind of raw practice. Because, you know, pain. He was really kind of sad dude, I guess. This one didn't go so well, I think. Yeah. This is a nice smile. Again, with these naked animals, I don't know what this was about, but yeah, it's cool, I guess. But a lot of these are similar. And yeah, I really like that. I like that a lot. I hope you're still like interested in this video, because I've been like, this video is like really long. I think it's gonna be like one of the longest videos I've done in a while, but that's also cool. Here's really pretty good actually. This is nice. This like looks weird. Thomas Fool, 2024. Even one more sketchbook done. Yay! Is it this one now? No. Yes. That's the 11th. Yeah. I think this is, yeah, this is the one now, I think. I'm just checking to be sure it's this. It's actually this one now. So I got this one the same time as the other one. I think it's an A5, so that's number 7. This would be number 8, and this would be number 9, and this would be number 10. All right. I did these two, which were pretty cool. I actually like these a lot. This was a sketch for something that was supposed to be a painting, but it just never happened. But I would cut this out now and just keep the 2 people. Yeah, nothing much to say here. Just a person. Yeah, this is more sketchbook like. This is more sketches and fewer completely finished drawings. Though here we have like, this was my first video, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this was my first video ever, which is a really cool drawing. I just made the video too quick because I didn't want to do voiceover. So I was like embarrassed. And then I did a voiceover and then it was kind of shade. So yeah, this is bad. Oh, this one is really great. I just didn't finish it. It was like, I used some really high quality colored pencils. Like it's really smooth, like nice just look. But it just didn't, I just didn't finish it. I was gonna do like 2 or 3. That's why there's 1 there, but I didn't. This was supposed to be a monster for a video game. This is just a sketch of that, kind of an idea. But we never ended up making the game. So here's some math problems, and here's like me plotting out, storyboarding my Copenhagen videos. So like, start me Copenhagen, and that's kind of the plan. Here's some more sketches, and this is where I begin to do sketches and spreads, but I stopped doing that again because I'm stupid. So yeah, it's a bunch of just, this is actually pretty cool. This one. Yeah, so it's just a bunch of, I would say, my usual stuff. Art and cool things and zo. The red ink here. I just got at the point of drawing this, this is the first drawing I ever made with the pastels, like these colored pastels, which are, I think, are a cool tool. I don't use them enough. I should use them more, but it's like I have to get them from underneath the mess in my room, and it's like, yeah. Here's some real emo stuff. Hate, die, cry. Hate, die, cry. He was so sad. Kill me, please. I wasn't sad or suicidal. I've been sad, but I've never been suicidal, if you know. So it's just like, I don't know, I was like kind of emo, to be honest. Yeah, just being completely honest. That's the face. I was just watching, I watched Ex Machina when I drew this, and then I learned the phrase Deus Ex Machina, which means God from the machine, or something like that, which I thought was super cool, so I wanted to include that. Yeah, I never did finish that one. This is really cool. I really like this one. This one here is like really cool. More group portraits. Yeah, this one again. I think this was just before me taking out and beginning to draw more, I wouldn't say freely, as I'm beginning with a blue marker. That's my friend Michelle. She's my friend, and she didn't like my portrait of her. She's like, I don't look like that. And I'm like, you totally do. She wasn't happy. Yeah. This color of red here though is really nice. I don't know how it happened, but it's really dark, nice and dark red color. But I can't remember. It must be from the ink, but it usually wasn't that red. Another portrait here. More. Yeah, I draw faces a lot, and right, I just fill out. Good ideas. What I've written down there is god idé. Green. This. You can see this one is like filled with kind of bad stuff. This is pretty good actually. This one is really good. I remember that was a really good charcoal drawing. This is a less than desirable, and this just sucked. Even more unfinished. Cool. Oh, this one is really cool. I'm sad I didn't record it, but I didn't do it any place where I could record. But it's like, this one's really good. Oh. This one's also cool. I think I recorded this one. I'm pretty sure I did. Cool. Didn't turn out too great. These ones are really nice. This one's cool. This one's really demonic. I should do more of these, like kind of like lines or whatever. Like, of course they're lines, but like, you know. I don't know what I was trying here. I have purple shirt, gold neck, gold hair and horn, and I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, it's just a bunch of drawings. Just don't worry, we're getting closer to the end. For my own sake too. Jesus, this is taking a long time. I'm not going to show you the unfinished sketchbook because you know you can just watch the videos because they're all basically all there. This one is a really nice blue, and that's the last thing. Yeah. So we have the last sketchbook before the, well, we have the second to last sketchbook, which must be this one, which is the same thing as the other one, the same type of sketchbook, just a different book. Some bad stuff. And this one, I did take out a lot of pages because I was framing drawings because I had to get some drawings in a shop. In a store, so I had to have some drawings in frames. So we are going through this one because this is where you can see I took one out here because this is the top of the head. Kept this one. But yeah, I kept really all the bad ones and mostly the decent ones. This was a sketchbook for an ashtray I was gonna make. I was like, there's different ways I could do it. But the reason is because I took, I was in Hungary and I took one of those metal caps on those posts at the, on the side of the road. So there was a loose one and I just took it home with me. So yeah, but I never did do anything with it, sadly. Yeah, and I began doing a lot of unfinished, which is kind of bad, but it's just like, it's not giving up. Yeah, more unfinished. This one. So you can see that this sketchbook is filled with unfinished stuff and all the ones that didn't get selected for the store. And that's just, you know, how it is. I haven't sold anything at the store yet, sadly. I've had it for a while. But for me, it was like, okay, I have sold nothing at home or I've sold nothing there. So I was like, nothing's going to change. It's not like nobody's going to buy the drawings once I'm like gone or whatever you want to say. Like, it's not like that. Here's the... So here I wrote Thomas a cool look, I guess. So Thomas is cool enough, I guess. These ones I did after I did the framing thing, because these are super cool. I would love to have these framed, but not this one, but this one. But I did it after. This lady is pretty cool. She looks kind of old, and that's the point. She has like fiery red hair. I used different colors. This is nice. I should. And see, this is what I talk about. You saw, if you remember, from a lot of minutes ago, there was another face in the sketchbook which looked a lot like this one, and it is because I don't know why, but it's just there's a reason for it, I guess. I drew this when I was on a FaceTime call with my friend. Yeah, I just drew it. My name. I used this one. It's blue marker here. Just a normal thing. Another drawing. My name again. I was doing something where I had to write my name, and it would become like the intro. This is the sketch for something that didn't turn out great. Portrait. This one is actually a really cool portrait. Unfinished. Weird stuff. This is my candle holders. Yeah. On it with some red. I'm really sad I put red on this one because it was actually better before without it, but there's nothing I can do now. And that's sometimes the thing with ink and markers, you can't erase them. So if something's bad or good, it just is. There's no turning back. There really is no turning back. Yeah. This one, kind of creepy. This one, a little bit creepy, but also kind of cool. Candle. Nothing there. The last page I didn't finish. So this sketchbook, it seemed worse than ever, but that was simply because I took out a lot of pages to put in frames, which I'm willing to do with all my sketchbooks, to be honest. So it's like, it's not like a thing. So we're at the last sketchbook I finished, which is this one. I just finished it some days ago, so you definitely know all the drawings that are in it, probably. So we're gonna go through these quick. It's a smaller sketchbook. It's easy. We've been there. You've seen it. I've recorded, I think, nearly everyone, if not every one of these drawings. And it's not because I don't sketch if I wasn't recording, but just recording helps me draw more in the sketchbook. It makes me draw at least once a day. This video did very well. But compared to before, where I sketched once in a while, now I sketch almost every day. It's very similar stuff. It's very like... That's not finished. But still, it's still good. I still think there's some quality here, some flowers. This was a sketch for a drawing I made for my grandpa for Christmas because he wanted some flowers, and I was like, okay, I can do some flowers my way. Because that's the worst thing when people ask about anything like art related to me, like, hey, can you draw me this? And can you draw me this? I can, but I'm not gonna draw it the way you want it. That's the simple fact. I'm gonna draw it the way I would want it, because that's how I work. I think of the buyer comes last, the audience comes last. This was the second sketch for those flowers, which was a little bit more detailed, just to see if it would work, kinda. I did end up doing like a white background though on the real piece. It's called, I think it's like getting out of my comfort zone, making a Christmas gift for my grandpa or something like that. And he was happy with it. At least he said he was. It was framed and all, so yeah. Just a lot of different faces, and of course I was like, how can I because I don't. It's not that I don't care about the sketchbook, but I don't care if my art is in a sketchbook. I'd much rather have it in a frame where I or other people could see it. And that got me thinking, how could I put these drawings in a frame? And I got an idea. What if I just cut out every drawing and put them in like a grid? So we have one drawing here, and so on and so forth in like in randomness, just random, A4 frame or something like that. Then you get 6 small drawings, which maybe could be cool. I think that would be a cool concept, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. It's also like, yeah, if I ever have somebody who wants to purchase it, or we're getting closer to recently, that's the thing. I would do a lot more things, like putting my drawings in frames and putting frames on my paintings and doing bigger paintings, and then there's a lot of stuff I would do differently and do more of if I had money and if I got paid to do so. That's definitely a fact. Like, if I got paid, I would do more stuff like that. Didn't finish this one. Finish this one. We're getting very close to the end here. This is the last drawing, which I just made a video about yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's like you see, it's also getting thick. They're really getting thick after I put so much ink in them. And you know what? I'm gonna show you the last sketchbook that I have, which isn't finished. It's this one, the 6th of the 4th. Started out great. And it's a different sketchbook than the other A5 sketchbooks, but I like it. I like it a lot. I remember I didn't really like this painting, but other people do for some painting drawing. Didn't finish this one. This was a sketch for a painting that I've never done. Yeah, so we'll see about that getting finished anytime soon. Probably not. Let's go a little bit up. My mom really likes this one. She said it was different. Didn't finish that. Pretty bad. And there's some great things in here which I definitely want to get framed, and there's some things I wouldn't want to get framed. It's a lot about perspective, I would say. And also depends what people want, because if people want a specific drawing in a frame and stuff, yeah, take it, I don't care. If people just want a random drawing from me, yeah, take it, I don't care. Like, I don't, I did all of those on my trip to Copenhagen, my personal trip. Yeah, this is a kind of crooked nose. I think that's cool. This one's also really nice. It's in here. Yep. I'm not too happy about this one, to be honest. It's not great. But I think it's not that everything in the sketchbook has to be great. It just has to be good enough, I think. And there's a decent amount left. Yeah, that was it. That was all my sketchbooks. Ugh, it took about an hour, I think. Some plays like an hour. Yeah. I really haven't done my hair. I haven't. Jesus. Yep. I look super much like a bum. Anyway. Thank you all for watching. It's been very nice having you. And I hope you liked the video. If you watched this far, you definitely have liked the video. So you should really like and subscribe. And like just all that stuff in general, because it would make me really happy. And it means the world to me. We're getting so close to 1,000 subscribers. So please do that. Please help. And yeah, you can have a nice day or night. Bye bye.